in the realm of Christian theology and indeed in many religious traditions. God and the devil are two opposing forces, embodying good and evil, light and darkness. This battle, often depicted in mythic and allegorical terms, can be seen as a cosmic struggle where God, as the source of goodness, love, and creation, stands against the devil, representing deceit, pride, and the destruction of what is good. To say God crashed the devil suggests the climactic victory of goodness over evil, a moment when God's power is revealed in its full, unstoppable force, rendering evil powerless and vanquished. This concept, while not specific to any single event, resonates deeply with the biblical vision of the end times in the book of Revelation, where God defeats Satan in a final act of justice. Here, the devil is not just thwarted, but ultimately crashed completely and utterly overcome, with no chance of return. This idea provides hope and assurance to believers, a promise that no matter how strong or present evil may seem, it will ultimately be undone by the greater power of redemption and renewal. Historically, this theme has appeared in different forms, from the fall of tyrannical rulers to the overcoming of oppressive systems. Many saints, mystics, and theologians have used this imagery to convey that any earthly manifestations of evil, whether that be corruption, violence, or cruelty, cannot withstand the power of truth and love. For instance, in medieval literature, God's crashing of the devil was often depicted in the lives of saints who confronted evil in society, such as Saint Francis of Assisi, who challenged the corrupt practices of his time by embodying humility and service. This theme has also inspired movements of social justice, where individuals and groups stand up against oppressive forces, driven by the belief that love and justice will eventually conquer hatred and injustice. It's as if each small act of kindness, each moment of courage, is part of a larger story, a divine movement in which God crashes the structures of evil in the world. On a more personal level, the concept can be interpreted as the struggle within each individual, the daily choices between kindness and selfishness, honesty and deceit, courage and fear. In many ways, every person contains both light and shadow. Some might say that the devil represents those darker impulses, pride, anger, jealousy, despair, that try to lead us away from our true, compassionate selves. The act of God crashing the devil could be seen as the moment of personal breakthrough, where an individual overcomes temptation, addiction, or despair, realizing their deeper purpose and reconnecting with their inner light. God represents not just a divine force, but our higher selves, our moral compass, or our capacity to love and forgive. When someone rises above their challenges, they experience a kind of inner victory, and it's as if God has crashed the negative forces that held them back. This resonates with the notion of spiritual rebirth or transformation, where individuals feel freed from the chains of their past and renewed in spirit. It conveys an image of sudden, decisive impact, like a wave that shatters a wall or a light that pierces through darkness. Evil isn't merely suppressed or kept in check, it's obliterated, leaving no remnants or room for a return. In this sense, the phrase speaks to a moment of revelation, when the power of good utterly dismantles the illusion and corruption of evil. It's a transformative event that leaves no room for ambiguity. What was broken cannot be repaired. What was evil cannot rise again. This symbolism is often seen in art and literature, where light, often representing God or truth, sweeps through darkness, dissolving it instantly. The imagery suggests that when the divine confronts the demonic, the impact is immediate and unstoppable, shattering illusions and restoring order. In today's world, the idea of God crashing the devil can be a source of hope for many who face personal or collective struggles, whether in times of personal grief, societal injustice, or moments of deep moral crisis. The idea that goodness is powerful enough to crash through despair offers a grounding sense of purpose. It suggests that even when darkness feels overwhelming, there is a light capable of breaking through, often in ways we cannot predict. Many people find comfort in this concept, particularly in difficult times, because it reminds them that no darkness is absolute and no hardship lasts forever. For someone battling an addiction, suffering from loss, or struggling with inner conflict, the phrase can be a promise that they are not alone, that there is a force, whether seen as God, hope, or the resilience of the human spirit, that can ultimately conquer these on one level. It's the tale of every individual who faces adversity and overcomes it, each person who rises above their struggles and steps into a new beginning. On another, it speaks to a larger, shared vision of a world where truth and love conquer fear and hate. It's a powerful reminder that However bleak things may seem, there exists a force that is stronger than darkness and an ultimate justice that cannot be defeated. In essence, God crashing the devil isn't just about a one-time event. It's a continual process, a promise of renewal and hope that lives within each of us. It speaks to the belief that, despite the presence of suffering and the reality of hardship, goodness, truth, and love will always prevail in the end. Throughout human history, people have told stories of an ongoing struggle between forces of light and darkness, between what brings growth, peace, and harmony and what brings conflict, harm, and chaos. This struggle is often depicted as an unending battle, but the phrase "light crashed the darkness" suggests a different perspective, a moment when the power of good is so strong that it completely and decisively overcomes the opposing force. This idea speaks to a climactic event, a transformative moment when good shines through and conquers, leaving the forces of darkness powerless. Such a vision provides a sense of hope, offering the idea that no matter how overwhelming the darkness may seem, it cannot withstand the true power of goodness and unity. This concept has inspired countless stories and traditions, where heroes embodying light overcome immense odds to bring peace and balance to the light. There have been countless movements where individuals or groups stood up to oppressive forces, sparked change, and dismantled structures that perpetuated harm. Figures who led these movements often inspired others to believe in something greater, in a world where love and justice could truly conquer hatred and cruelty. Whether through nonviolent resistance, social change, or personal acts of kindness, each small victory against these larger forces has helped shape a world where goodness and compassion have the power to overcome destructive forces. In this sense, each triumph is a moment where light crashes darkness in some form, leaving a lasting impact that inspires others to stand for what's right. On a personal level, each person carries their own struggles between their best self and the tendencies or impulses that hold them back. This inner battle could involve overcoming fears, doubts, negative habits, or behaviors that lead us away from peace and growth. For many, the concept of light crashing darkness represents those moments of clarity when they finally overcome an obstacle or see themselves from a new perspective, breaking free from the shadows that once held them back. In this way, light represents our highest potential, the drive toward understanding, kindness, and self-awareness, while darkness can symbolize the fears, insecurities, or negative influences that prevent us from realizing our fullest selves. When someone has a breakthrough or transformative moment, it's as if their inner light has shattered the patterns that once limited them, allowing them to see clearly and act from a place of purpose and authenticity. These moments of inner victory are reminders of the incredible strength each person holds within. The word "crashed" brings an image of force, impact, and a decisive end to opposition. When light crashes darkness, it's not a gradual process, but an all-encompassing moment of transformation, where negativity is replaced by positivity. There's no lingering shadow or remnant. The opposition is gone, replaced entirely by something new. This symbolism captures the idea of complete change, where something that once seemed unbreakable is shattered. Art and literature often convey this idea visually, showing light cutting through darkness, whether through a literal beam of sunlight or a hero bringing justice and peace. These images suggest that when good confronts something destructive, the result isn't a small change, but a dramatic transformation, one that replaces all that was broken with something whole. In today's world, the idea that light can crash darkness provides a message of hope for people facing personal challenges or larger social issues. In times of loss, confusion, or conflict, the idea that good can ultimately break through and restore balance offers a grounding sense of purpose. It suggests that even in the midst of difficult times, there exists a strength capable of breaking through the hardest moments. For someone working through a personal struggle, this idea serves as a promise that transformation is possible, that difficult emotions or behaviors can be overcome, and that there is a path toward healing and peace. In this way, light crashing darkness is not just a one-time event, but a daily process of choosing to seek growth, integrity, and connection. Even when facing difficulty, it becomes a commitment to be part of that force for good, knowing that every act of kindness, every small choice to bring light, adds up to a powerful, lasting impact. In the end, the idea of light crashing darkness can be understood as both a personal journey and a collective story. For each individual, it's a reminder that challenges and struggles are part of the journey, but they are not the end. People have the strength to grow beyond their past, to break through obstacles, and to become versions of themselves that are more peaceful, grounded, and compassionate. On a larger scale, it's the story of humanity, a belief that even amid hardship, there is the potential for change, a force that can restore harmony and inspire unity. This vision holds that light will ultimately crash through darkness, that the journey toward peace and understanding is possible, and that every individual has a role in bringing that vision to life. Ultimately, light crashing darkness reflects a vision of transformation, where goodness, truth, and compassion are powerful enough to overcome even the deepest challenges. It speaks to the belief that, no matter how bleak the world or one's own life may seem, there exists a force within each person that can rise above darkness, offering not just survival, but a path toward lasting peace and meaning.